Welcome to the New Literacies and Global Learning program. I am going to tell you about the project-based inquiry and creative synthesis product that you will be completing in the New Literacies and Global Learning master's degree program. Here we are on the NLGL website. Up here you can see that it's cednlgl.wikispaces.com. We have all of the information here that you need to go through this master's degree program. So we hope that you will take advantage of the information here. But what I'm going to do is talk with you about the creative synthesis that you will be completing as a product for this master's degree program, in addition to your courses. I'm going to take you over here on the navigation bar, and we will go to the NLGL Student Creative Synthesis Design Space. If you click here, you will see a visual of our model. This is a project-based inquiry approach to learning that we are using as a way for you to synthesize what you learn in this master's degree program. And this is whether you're in social studies, language arts, English, or reading. We ask everyone to think of a compelling question that you can pose at the beginning of your program, and then as you go through the coursework, you will begin to answer that compelling question. You'll answer that question through your coursework, through maybe other outside activities, but you're going to organize and construct an answer to your compelling question. And we have outlined a very straightforward inquiry process to help you think about how to construct that response. So you pose your question, you gather and analyze information, and you'll be doing that through your coursework and other resources. Then you're going to creatively synthesize the information. And we emphasize this creative part because we would like for you to take that information and put it together in a unique way to answer the question. We also use the creative portion to signify that we want you to use technology to help visualize the response to your question. And by using the technology, you have some other options to choose from to think about how you're going to represent the answer to your question. Then you're going to critically evaluate and revise, and we have a rubric that you will be working against, and it's right over here. I'm going to click on that, Showcase Rubric. This is the rubric that you will be designing to for your creative synthesis. And I'm going to let you take time to go through and read that on your own. But if you have any questions about the rubric, you can check with your advisor. And now I'm going back to the PBI process. So here you're going to evaluate, revise against the rubric, and then finally you're going to share, public, and act in our NLGL Design Studio Showcase. The showcase takes place at the end of your degree program. We hold it in May. It's always the same night that the ECI 508 Teachers as Leaders course is scheduled, so that we use that time at the end of the semester for all of the NLGL students who are graduating either in May or the following December to come together and share what they've learned and their answer to their compelling question. And we hold that at the Friday Institute. We invite outside folks to come in. You can invite family members or other professionals to come in and hear your creative synthesis that you have constructed as in response to your compelling question. Now I want to go over very quickly how one way to think about answering that compelling question, because we have an example here of a question that you might ask. How do I creatively and effectively engage diverse learners in my middle grades classroom? You would explore these this topic related to this question in some of your graduate courses. Here is an example of the 4 core courses that we offer and how you might answer part of that larger question in each one of these courses. And I'll give you an example. In the New Literacies in Media course that I teach, you might have this overarching question, but then in the context of my class, you're going to do a smaller PBI process, which is a requirement in my class. So you might do a smaller question, a sub-question that says, what are the effects of learning or effects on learning of using VoiceThread to address reading fluency with ELL students? So ELL students are considered diverse learners, and here you have chosen one technology that provides certain types of affordances for the learning process, so that you might want to look at the results of using that technology with your students to see what kinds of learning outcomes might transpire. So that's one example. Then you could do the same thing in the Global Teaching Theory and Research in Global Learning course, the teacher as researcher, teacher as leaders, or say, for example, if you're a literacy student, reading student, you might answer some questions through the clinic sequence that Dr. Conradi teaches. So you might pose some questions in those courses and start compiling different responses or different components to your overall question. Now, going back to our model, it's real important that you think about how you're going to put together this answer in a creative way. So we want you to think about what tools you might use to represent your response. And you learn about some of these Web 2.0 tools in the 546 class, but other of the courses use them as well. Now let me scroll down. At the bottom here, you're going to see where it says NLGL Individual Student Design Space. So if you're in the program, you're going to have a design space here. I'm going to click on Jesse Gore's design space. Here, Jesse has a space where he can go through the process of the PBI process and make notes and use this wiki space to design his creative synthesis. The cool thing about using the design space is that as you construct your response, then you could send this URL to your advisor or to other colleagues and say, here's what I'm thinking about my compelling question. This is how I'm designing my answer, and I'm creatively synthesizing my response. I'd like for you to look at it and give me some feedback. So everything will be in one place, and you can use this space and share it with other folks to give you feedback. All right, let me go back here. I'm going back to the design space. I hope this helps you get started thinking about your compelling question. And I would take some time and talk with folks, exchange ideas, have a discussion with your advisor about what that compelling question might be. Because you want to pose a question something that you're curious about, something that you think is a big enough question that it has importance and it could actually have significance for the field, and that you would want to share your response with other professionals, either at your school or at the district level or at professional conferences. So try to think of a question that is weighty enough that you would like to spend time answering it, and that others are going to be interested in what you construct. Finally, I want to show you where we have the NLGL Student Creative Synthesis products. This page is where we will post the URL for the project that you create at the end of your program. So I'm going to click on Matt Frederick's project here. He graduated in May. And here is his product that he created, his creative synthesis project. So you can see here that he has put everything together, and this is what he presented at the NLGL showcase. So I hope that this was helpful, and I hope that you'll remember to check in with your advisor as you continue through the program to work on this all along, because you don't want to wait till the very end and try to cram it in the last semester. If you have any questions, you can either contact me or your advisor. Thanks so much for your time.